Great. So hi everyone. Thank you very much for listening to this video today. So we will now be talking a little bit about AI with Sergio, one of our team members, who we love. Nowadays, sorry, now this is something that we are all trying to be better at writing better prompts. So Sergio will be sharing us a little bit about that. So Sergio, all to you.
Hi, good day everyone. My name is Sergio. I am an IT help desk supervisor consultant for Pearster. Um, Joining us, been here for a bit over a year, so I'm happy to share what I know with you. The title of this episode is Demystifying AI. Just as an introduction, everyone is is utilizing AI daily on a daily basis to help us with our basic tasks. Maybe we're using bots. Maybe we need to write an email that goes to corporate because we're not skilled enough in writing production and stuff and things of related to text production. So we rely on AI. Perhaps you have used Grammarly before. Perhaps you have used ChatGPT to write an email before. So if you're one of those persons, then this presentation may suit you well. So if we're talking about AI, then an AI that's closer to us, we're talking about a large language model or LLM. So, what is a large language model? It is a type of artificial intelligence trained on vast amount of text data to understand, summarize, generate, and predict human language. So it's basically like an assistant of sorts that can predict text-based language. Okay, it's not used to predict behavior, or it's not used to predict the future. It's used to summarize, and it's used to calculate, and it's used to generate information. Okay. So it's characterized by high scalability. So you can include the AI in almost every software that you own. Some games are including AI to just review the metrics, review the bugs, and make better games and better software. Some governments use AI just for surveillance purposes or for investigation. So the scalability and the range of the AI is really, really big. Uh, we can find AI in things that we could not think of. For example, last week I saw a fridge that had AI on it. That's made by Samsung. It has this screen, and
Oh
the
my
screen
God.
takes a photo of what you have in the fridge and tells you this, and this. It's about to expire. You bought this 3 weeks ago. Uh, Make sure you are eating fresh eggs because the eggs you bought them like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's totally
So
useful for me.
I don't trust it, but because I don't think a fridge should be connected to the internet. So I think the more you know about IT and the more you know about technology, the least you want to be connected to technology.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Sometimes it's better to know a little bit less.
Yeah. So okay, let's go ahead. Now that we know that what a large language model is, we can go ahead and check some safety considerations. So when writing a prompt, um, you must not include sensitive or confidential information. This is because you don't know exactly who is reviewing your prompts. So, for example, you can ask Gemini to review a contract and summarize in 6 or 7 points about like the most important things that you discuss in that contract. You don't actually know who's reviewing that information and how is it being used exactly because the Google's terms and conditions are not very clear, and also they have made that way so that they cannot receive lawsuits and whatsoever. So avoid including your social security numbers, avoid including your um, contract information, bank account, bank statements, etc. AI should be just used to summarize information, not to use it as a professional advisor. So this is the next safety consideration. Large language models are not designed to substitute legal advice, medical advice, or psychological advice. They are built in to connect dots and maybe, for example, I know a case in which one cardiac patient used Claude to, well, he put in all of his diagnosis and all of the notes of his doctors into Claude because they weren't able to arrive to a diagnosis. So he put in all the notes and all the information on Claude, and Claude came with a response that made sense for the doctor. So he went back to the doctor and asked, "Hey, I put this through AI, and this is the output I got." And the doctor said, "Hey, that makes absolute sense. Then let's make it so. Let's give you this medication." So AI is used to connect dots. It's used to kind of stabilize the terrain that you are at, and it's not used to substitute professional advice. Always go to a professional instead. Do not delegate decision-making processes or workflows. A machine cannot be made accountable of decision-making. This is something that IBM has been telling us since the 80s. So, yeah, workflows or decision-making processes are not going to be something that we're going to be doing with AI because you cannot make a machine accountable for that. You need a person. You cannot fire a machine for making a bad decision. You need a person, right, to take accountability on and figure out a solution. Um, for all the coders and developers out there, I know AIs are very, very well used for coding. So there's something that's called vibe coding. And vibe coding is a person just like me that doesn't know very well how to use any programming language. Just asks for a script, for example, make a Python script where I can, take this, and this information from a database, maybe translate it to another language or something. So there's safety consideration to take when vibe coding, and it is that sometimes the models may not throw the correct information, and also they also may invent data when they don't know, or when they're trying to fill the gaps. When they have an information gap or a context gap, the AI fills it in with any random data that it finds that makes sense, that connects to the others. That's called a hallucination. So to avoid hallucination, always review always review all of your outputs. And of course, since large language models are usually surveilled by governments of any state, avoid prompts related to illegal activities. It is unethical as well. So, yeah, there are people that have been going for jail for their prompts on Copilot or on ChatGPT. So, yeah, avoid using it for illegal activities. Okay, moving on. There's a curious case that I want to share. It's the case of Alan Brooks. Alan Brooks was a Canadian man that spent 3 weeks in a row talking to ChatGPT, almost 20 hours a day for 3 weeks nonstop. So the AI convinced him that he had discovered a theory that would revolutionize mathematics as we know it. But no, it was a severe case of delusion. So he lost perception of reality. He trusted the AI so much that the AI dictated his life. And when he realized that it wasn't the case, he suffered psychological consequences. He had hallucinations. He was not coherent with what he's saying. He had depression. He had anxiety, and ended up suing uh, OpenAI for this. The lawsuit's still ongoing because this happened just like last year. So that's just a safety consideration also for you. Don't trust the AI too much. Be skeptical about it. Trust your own judgment, and don't spend too much time on the AI. If you can do it with your brain, with your own brain, just go ahead and do it. It's gonna be better for you. So we're arriving to the core of this presentation. So how to write a good prompt. This image I generated with ChatGPT using a prompt. The prompt that I used was generate an image of a guy speaking to a friendly AI. So here it is. Gave me exactly what I was looking for. A guy speaking to a friendly AI. No? So you need to provide as much context as information as possible. Remember that large language models are going to fill in the gaps of information that it's not there. So there have been companies going bankrupt because of AI inventing data, because they replaced their financial advisors with AI, and the AI just embedded information to give a response. So yeah, they lost millions of dollars. They went bankrupt. I won't say the company name, but that happened recently. So lesson learned: provide as much information and context as you possibly can. Be clear and concise with the response that you're looking for, because if you're not, then the AI is going to hallucinate, and it's just going to give you a response that makes sense. So let's be clear on that, and also review and compare the response with established and known methods. Remember that this doesn't substitute human judgment or professional advice. So you need to review and compare the response with your peers or with other methods. For example, this is an example of a bad prompt. Okay, I'm not able to launch Teams in my computer. Okay, could be a million things that's been causing that. So this is bad because it doesn't provide much context. It's not concise, and AI will fill in the gaps with whatever information is quickly available for it. Just to end faster and give you an output very fast. Then this is a good prompt. It's a little bit, more comprehensive. I have a Lenovo ThinkPad T4 Gen 5. We're running on Windows 11. I haven't done any updates or restarted the computer. Recently, I've been having these issues launching Microsoft Teams, which is with an error message that's saying something went wrong. Act as a Microsoft support expert and give me a quick troubleshooting guide for this situation. So you see that it is concise with the response. I need a quick troubleshooting guide. I need steps to solve my issue. It provides a good amount of context for the AI to act on. Maybe your computer is too old. Maybe you're using an uncompatible operating system. Maybe your computer is not up to date. So the AI can limit what to answer based on the context that you are giving to it. Also, you're providing an error message, so that shortens the frame a lot, because the AI is going to concentrate on that error message. If you keep asking the same question a lot of times, then it's going to be risk of hallucination. But one good prompt, it's one good response. You usually don't have to ask again. You just need to tweak the prompt a little bit to your advantage to have the answer that you're looking for. Okay. So yep, we are going to be seeing the top four language models, large language models. The top language model is Claude. Usually, speaking of April 2026, because they're competing with each other and they're making a lot of advancements. So they are usually the first position is easily conquered by another and another and another. So the first one so far is has been Claude. It's owned by Anthropic. The core strengths are deep reasoning, context understanding, and debugging. So this one is used for coding for developers out there. Uh, there are plugins that are available for Visual Studio, it seems, and also you can use the built-in agent. The weakness is that it's slower and has limited features, but is uh, that is due because it is a deep reasoning model. So anything that you need structural thinking help with, Claude is your go-to LLM. It leads in coding benchmarks, no doubt, because it's the most intelligent for structured thinking. Um, then is GPT-5. It's an all-purpose generative AI. You can ask to generate images, to give you an insight on a document, perhaps help you write an email. Um, you will find out on what you can do with GPT-5. It is fast, it is versatile, and the bots and the agents that it has that are strong. They're not going to be taken out with any other task or any task that is confused to them. They're going to take the task and adapt it and just go ahead with the workflow. Okay. The small context, it doesn't have a pretty much context understanding. You need to provide uh, a moderate amount of context for it to understand it. Because if you provide large context, like in Claude, it will stop because it needs to think faster. Will stop and will fill in the gaps with what it went so far. And also, one of the weaknesses is the price. It's one of the most expensive ones. Well, as I said, Force is a strong general purpose AI, and it's biased by politics. There are a couple of people that are influencing the outputs of GPT-5 that work for some governments. So the prompts that are related to politics or that are related to 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 the interests of these governments is going to be biased. So you need to take that in consideration as well. Then we have Gemini, is the one that's out for Google. It's multimodal, which means it can generate information and you can give it a large context. The weaknesses is that it is inconsistent. You can open an e-chat and ask him the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, and it's going to give you kind of different outputs. So I wouldn't use it for knowledge, although it leads in knowledge benchmarks, because it has the whole Google database at its disposal. So the one that knows more, that has more knowledge, is the Gemini LLM. So if you need, for example, if you need super Google, I would put it that way. If you need super Google, you use Gemini. Also, it's biased by the vendor. It's biased by Google. So all the outputs are going to be putting Google in the first place. And later is DeepSeek. DeepSeek was a controversial LLM because this is owned by the state of China, uh, well, by the People's Republic of China. Um, this this LLM was made with spare parts and low cost hardware because China was banned from producing the memory that was necessary to build up the data centers needed for an LLM. So they just built it like with $1 million and trained them, and it was as good as GPT-5. So that went that went ahead and just brought down the markets on AI. Uh, it's used mainly for coding. It's not like GPT-5 or Gemini that is used for generative stuff, for images, videos, etc. The outputs are controlled by a state, by China. So anything that's related to Chinese politics, the AI uh, will automatically block it. So the coding benchmarks are similar to GPT-5 or Claude, so it makes it the best price versus performance ratio. So take all of this in consideration when choosing your preferred language model. Maybe if you're gonna use it for like basic tasks, maybe stick to GPT-5 or stick to Gemini. If you're gonna use it for development, or if you need more structured thinking, maybe use Claude. Or if you need it like multimodal for coding, if your company doesn't have much money and you're not gonna put anything sensitive over there, but just buy DeepSeek and get done with it. So, conclusions on this presentation. So a lot of people have been wondering if AI will replace their jobs soon because of what has happened for the companies. And the response to that is that it has already happened and it didn't went good at all. So AI won't replace the job anytime soon because and also several companies such as IBM already tried automating full roles and had to rehire them. So IBM just um, tried to substitute 8,000 roles worldwide with AI, but the AI was inventing information. They weren't, engineered or tailored to substitute it yet. So they lost millions of dollars in retraining fees, in rehiring people. So that's a lesson to be learned over there. The existence of roles such as vibe code cleanup specialist dismisses AI replacing devs or engineers. So vibe coders, especially people in management, usually have thought that they could do things themselves without consulting, just because they have AI and AI is always right. Um, that makes something that's called a bytecode clutter or a bytecode mess. So all the code that is related to AI has like well, the engineers can see this very clearly. It has a mark or it has a style that it can be corrected. So it's like AI coding is good, but it's not quite there yet. So engineers are hired just to clean up the vibe coding that was left on these companies. So if any devs are out there just watching this video, and you're looking for an idea of what to put in your on your LinkedIn description, you can put in vibe code cleanup specialist, and that could give you a better chance of getting a job. So, also there are paradigms inherent to human existence and its philosophy. You cannot substitute. You cannot replace philosophic knowledge with an AI, because the production of philosophy and the production of liberal arts is inherent to human existence. So they are subjective. They depend on each other's opinions. That's why they have been written in books, and there have been debates over thousands of years of human existence. So AI is not there yet to take over philosophy out of our hands. So AI is an excellent helper. Yes, can help you do a lot of things. Can help you see details that you were not able to see, but it lacks the empathy and experience only human contact can provide. So if you are working, for example, I'm working on the IT industry, working on a service desk, people realize really quickly that they are not talking to a human just because it lacks empathy. So if there is, for example, a 70-year-old director of finance that is not able, that doesn't use technical language in his day to day, right? You're helping him deploy a VPN of it on his phone, then a machine is not going to be able to connect with the needs of the user, right? So this empathy is why we're not getting replaced anytime soon. The machines needs to learn how to feel, and that is a challenge. I'm not saying that it's not impossible, but it's going to be really really difficult. So there you go. Um, I don't know if you have
Yeah, this
any
was
information.
amazing, Sergio. Thank you very much for sharing all these. So yes, of course, AI is already here, so it's very important to be conscious on how to use it and to educate ourselves on what's the best way in which we can take advantage of this. I really like this that you mentioned, like it's not going to replace human judgment, but it's going like to scale what we can do, and so we can focus on what truly requires this human judgment and not like perhaps some manual or repetitive tasks. So I have two questions just before we close the talk. So what do you think is the most common mistake when teams like try to use AI to automate their processes for the first time?
So I think the most common mistake they commit is not writing good prompts.
Mm.
The prompt description is the main prompt. When you are doing a bot, for example, or agent, you go from the general to the particular. Okay,
Mm.
so you're you put in the name of your bot, you put in the description to see what it does, and the general prompt. The general prompt is the core of your bot. So without a good prompt, the agent is not going to be acting as good as it had a good prompt. Know what I mean? So writing good prompts is is the key to using AI effectively.
Mm. Okay.
Learning how to be concise, how to be precise with the answer and with the context that you're providing to the AI will
Mhm.
give you the answer that you're probably looking for
Mhm.
quicker.
Would you like perhaps recommend like particular courses or particular I don't know, perhaps like communities in which you can start learning this, like for someone that is very new at learning how to write prompts?
So yeah, well, I learned to write prompts in a side gig that I had.
Okay.
I was training an AI as my side hustle, but also you can take free courses. There are a couple of free courses on hardware, I think on YouTube. Also, you can buy a course on Udemy. Udemy is a really good platform to like buy courses in general
Mhm.
because they are cheap. It's courses are around $5 each, and they are permanent access. So if you want to learn how to use Copilot, for example, or how to use GPT-5, you can buy a course. You can buy one of the top selling courses over there and start on learning how to use it. But if you don't have like, if you wanted to learn it for free, then the Harvard University channel on YouTube is your go-to.
Oh, okay, that's nice. And just one more question, like you mentioned the differences among the different LLMs. So does it make sense to use like more than one model in parallel, or do you think like you should stick to one and explore that?
It makes absolute sense to exploit all of them. All of them have their own advantages and weaknesses. So, depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for example, to review code, if you're a developer, then I guess using Gemini is not your best bet. But if you are, for example, writing an email or something that needs a little bit more empathy, I'm going to call it artificial empathy.
Hmm.
Because Gemini is really good at using soft words and being em- kind of empathetic with the users, right?
Okay.
So yeah, but depends a lot on what you're using. For example, if you're trying to analyze a lot of numbers, like if you're an accountant, for example,
Hmm.
it can Claude can help you just put in the bunch of numbers over there and make an analysis. Your document must be also very very specific.
Hmm.
So because it uses resources from the internet. So if your document is well done and you're looking to analyze information, then sure, go ahead and use Claude or use GPT-5. It's already included on the paid plans.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so definitely, like, depending on the use that you want to give it, so you can vary among the different LLMs. Okay,
Yeah, as
perfect.
long as you follow the
Sure.
security considerations, that apply to all large language model worldwide, then you don't need to worry about anything.
Sure, perfect. Okay, Sergio, so thank you very much. So it has been a total pleasure getting to listen to you and learn more about all this like as I mentioned, like it's something that we are already very into. It's part of our daily basis nowadays. So thank you very much for today. And I don't know if you want to close with something or we are all good here.
No, I think we are all good. We cover
All good.
everything. Yeah. So I'm happy
Okay.
to be here sharing this with you. And yeah.
Okay, thanks. Thank you very much and bye bye everyone. See you on our next chapter of Pearster Academy.